And what was it like the straw that broke the camel's back? Like that kind of started you on this whole healing journey.
Definitely my divorce.
Divorce.
And then just seeing the cycle of the toxic relationships that I kept ending, because it's like when you've done something so many times, you go, okay, is it them or is it me? And I wanted to do that. I wanted to be like, okay, it's my fault, it's their fault. And then I was like, no, it's their fault and it's my fault. But I'm the only one I can change. I can't change other people. I can't change me. I can change my life. I can make a difference in my own life, and I can become an example for my daughter instead of, someone that she grows up and resents for making bad choices in my life and choosing bad partners.
Yeah, I think that was for me when I was going through it. Like the very first question when I sat down with an attorney, they were like, so like, tell me what happened. So told him everything that happened with the divorce and or why we were getting divorced. And basically he said, what did you do as a man to cause her to do what she did? And I was like, hmm, haven't really thought about that. That's a great question. And so it caused me to sit back and reflect. I mean, it wasn't even a therapist, it was a divorce attorney that asked me this question. And so it caused me to sit back and think like, all right, where did I fuck up? What was I doing wrong? And I mean, my entire, I was already in therapy at that point, but I had to sit back and relax, like realize like, okay, it wasn't all her and the actions that she put, that there was. I mean, I fucked up. Like
Mhm.
and it took me a while. And honestly, that's what helped me move past everything and get through this divorce and everything and us having an even better relationship now than we did when we were married.
Wow.
And so, yeah, no, that was the biggest thing for me is sitting in that therapy and having someone ask that question, like you said, realizing where you're at fault in this, and
Mhm.
then forgiving yourself in that moment. Once you can
Mhm.
forgive yourself, then you're allowed to forgive, and then you can start forgiving others.
Mhm.
And and that was like the biggest thing that I took from it, and what's really helped me. I mean, like you said, 2.5 years, I am a completely different person now
Yeah.
than I was 2.5 years ago, and honestly, like I look back and like, how did people stand being around me? Like I was an asshole. Like really, like what was I thinking?
Yeah.
But no, it took that, and it was a blessing in disguise. But yeah, I mean, where would you say in your journey, like if you were to grade yourself, I'm A, B, C, or D or F. Like I'm always trying to improve. I put myself in a B range with where I'm at right now. If you were to grade yourself, where do you feel you sit right now in your journey
Oh,
of healing and getting through all this?
I mean, honestly, I'm definitely an A.
Okay,
Maybe not an A plus yet,
gotcha.
but
That's
I'm
awesome.
in such a good place. Like I don't get me wrong, I still have triggers. Like I even just last week was like a whole week of triggers where I was just like, what in the hell's going on, man? Like I thought I was beyond this. I thought I was past this, but it's like it's the awareness, and I'm sure you can understand this and relate to this. Both of you can. It's being more aware of the things that you didn't even know were a problem before,
Mm.
right?
Mhm.
Like I all last week I was just being triggered by other people, and but I was constantly realizing it like, "Oh, this is me. This is me. This isn't them. This
Right.
isn't them. This is my work. This is something I have to sit with and figure out." And it sucks when you think you've already moved through like a certain stage of your healing and you realize, "Oh, no, I didn't. I was just ignoring that part of my life. I wasn't healed from it. It just wasn't coming up."
Yeah.
And yeah, so but no, I the best feeling in the world is getting to a place that no matter what is going on around you, no matter how many things are triggering you, you still come back to your sense of peace. And that's where I'm at. Like I feel very peaceful in my life. I feel very peaceful with who I am. I feel very peaceful about where I'm going and the things that I'm doing and putting out into the world. Like I can constantly come back to the centered energy that I have right now that feels really good. No matter how many things like knock me out of it for a minute, I still keep coming back. Whereas before it was like, if you knocked me out of this space, I was out of it for a month and a half,
Mm.
right? And I didn't even know I was the problem.
Yeah.
Whereas now it's like I get knocked out for a few hours and then I'm like, okay, let's get back to square one. Like we're good. We're good. I've got me. Like I feel like God's got me and I'm good. Like and it's just amazing. It's so amazing.
That's awesome. Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now, if there's people out there struggling like with trauma going on currently or past trauma, what would you say should be like the first step?
Acceptance.
Okay.
Um, if you can't change anything if you don't know what it looks like. Like, if you can't accept that, like, especially with trauma, if you can't see that it's there, nothing is gonna change. Like, you can't heal from something you're not willing to sit with or accept that is there. So, like, just acceptance of, like, I'm not where I wanna be. I'm not who I wanna be. I don't feel as good as I know I can, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and going, "I need help." Like, need help. And taking that first step to, like, seek out help in whatever capacity. I think therapy's great. Support system is actually even better, believe it or not. They say that your support system is more powerful than even going to therapy. But yeah, if that's the first step, just take it. You know?
Well, and speaking of therapy, I mean, Zach and I talk about this with our show. Do you feel like your podcast is a form of therapy for you?
Oh yeah.
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 I think giving back in any way at all is therapy,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Like, just knowing that, like, you haven't just caved and, like, given up and just accepted that the world sucks. Like, it just feels good to want to help people, you know?
So going back, when did you first start feeling like you've kind of made your way through this and that you've gotten to that A
Mm.
grade?
Honestly, just probably in the past, like, 6 months.
Okay.
And even then, it's been a little bit rocky. But, um, I've always I for the last, like, year, I felt like I was really close. Um, but, yeah, I would say in the last, like, 3 to 6 months is just, like, it just, like, hit me really hard. Like, "Oh my god, I feel like I've finally gotten to the other end of that tunnel." Like, and I may not be in the light, but it's really bright where I'm at right now, you know?
And can you put like one specific thing that kind of made you feel that way?
Well, and I mean, I know everyone's not spiritual, but this is just my experience. It was about 3 or 4 months ago. No, it's maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. I don't know exactly. My ADHD makes it hard to keep track of time. But, I remembered I've always been spiritual, but I'd never really prayed about my situation. Like, I never really prayed about my mental health or my just the way that I felt about life. And I remember one night just crying, and I prayed, and I was like, "I need peace. Like, I need peace, and I don't know how to get it, and I want joy, and I wanna feel good." And I woke up the next day, and from that point on, it was just like I was okay. I don't even know how to explain it. It was kind of a miracle in a way. And, I know not everyone believes in those things, and that's okay, but that's just what might happen for me. I don't know, from that point on, I was like, I never thought about praying about it. I never thought about asking for help and guidance in the way that I felt in my happiness and all of those things. I think I probably considered that silly or shallow to ask about, or pray about. But it really did make an impact for me. And maybe it's mind shift that or mindset shift. I don't know, but I just, yeah, from that point on, it seems like I've just been okay and getting better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
That's
for
awesome.
sure. Now, it seems like many people, including yourself, it sounds like, have repeated, toxic relationship patterns.
Mhm.
How did you like break free from that?
Knowing that I was at least half the problem, um, knowing that so I just I dated a few different people that were just it was just an awful dynamic, just an awful it was me, like, chasing, begging, pleading, trying to fill some sort of void that no one else can fill, and they were unhealed and uncertain and inconsistent and all the red flags that you would typically see if you knew they were there, and I was just, like, overlooking it, over compassionate, over empathizing. And one day when I was just like, it was like the last relationship that I had been in, and I was just in such a dark place with it, and it had ended, and I was just like, "Oh my god, I'm the problem." Like, I mean, yes, they were toxic. Yes, they weren't healthy. Yes, all of those things are true, but I didn't have to stay. I didn't have to accept that. I didn't, and I was kind of just sick of my own shit, Like, I was just like, "Suck it up and get it together." Like, you're either gonna be and either want healthy relationships or you don't. But if you want healthy relationships, you have to quit tolerating unhealthy relationships. You have to quit letting people in your life that are proving to you over and over and over again that they don't really give a shit about you, you know? And I think in that, I just got sick of my own suffering. I just got sick of suffering all the time and knowing that I could actually change it. I could pave a different path for myself if I wanted to, And so I just was like, no more. Like, I have to heal. I have to heal. I have to get away from this circus that I've created for myself, and I have to choose what path I wanna take and choose the kind of people I want in my life and friends too, and I have to stop keeping and opening space up to people who aren't where I am in my life. And I that was hard for me because I love people, and I love being a light in people's life in some weird, selfish way, I guess, but you can't. You just can't. Like, if you want to truly make a difference, you have to be so particular with who you let in your space because it affects you, whether you want it to or not, and so, yeah.